What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a chat about Starter Deck 14. I've told you about Starter Deck 14. I've told you it's a Beelzemon Starter Deck. I've told you it's coming. I've not been able to show you any cards yet. Well, that ends today, ladies and gentlemen. That ends today. We've got 4 cards we need to have a little bit of a chat about, including the Beelzemon, because why would we not? So let's start off having a look at a new yarmon. Translations here are from the lovely folks over at ST-14 Gaming. And also, just a little bit I did myself, because I can kind of do some of these translations now, and I like to have a play. It makes me happy. So yarmon then, we got a level 2, 1 inheritable skill, when attacking, once per turn. If this Digimon has Magein or Demon Lord in its traits, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. And sometimes that would be a very, very bad thing. Other times, it is awesome. Because, of course, remember, purple like playing from the trash. And let's not forget, we've got that really nice Beelzemon from BT2, that if you've got 10 or more cards in your trash, your Impmon can Digivolve into this card in your hand for a memory cost of 4. So, yeah, building up your trash nice and quickly is the kind of thing that purple likes to do. So, actually, having a Digitama here that can trash the top 2 cards of your deck once per turn, that's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very good thing indeed. I like this, and quite frankly, you should too. It fits nicely with all this purple malarkey. So yeah, that's yarmon. What else we got? Well, we got ourselves a level 3 Impmon. 3 cost to play normally, 1,000 power, 0 cost to Digivolve. So standard stats for a Digimon that's got nice skills, but, not much else. And what we've got here is both a normal and an inheritable skill, which used to be super rare that a Digimon would have both, certainly in the first few that we had, first few sets. Fair to say, it's not particularly rare anymore. So what we've got here in terms of the standard skill, when you are attacking, if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, this Digimon can Digivolve into Beelzemon from the trash, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. Now, this is good and bad. Now look, there's several good things about this. Obviously, Digivolving straight from a level 3 into a level 6 is a very good thing. Obviously, the fact you're ignoring the evolution requirements, you're going straight up, and you're just paying the cost to go into the level 6 is good. And this is any Beelzemon. So the one I showed you a minute ago absolutely can cheat the evolution, but only for that Beelzemon. Well, we got a new Beelzemon here, plus we've got the one from EX2 as well. So now you've basically got 3 different Beelzemon you can cheat into. Although having said that, remember the one from BT2 can go straight from an Impmon into it with 10 or more cards in the trash. So it's not really that relevant to the Impmon here. This is really for the new one and the one from EX2. But remember, this is like the 3rd Beelzemon we've had. And as it stands at the moment, the game isn't rotating. That's just not something the Digimon TCG is doing. What that means is there's going to be more Beelzemon in the future. And they're going to be around with this, unless there's some kind of ban or restriction or something along those lines. So what that means is there are going to be opportunities for more Beelzemon in the future. This isn't just good now. It's going to keep getting better and better as time goes by. Plus, we've got an inheritable skill once per turn. Delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon when your deck is discarded. Now, that's what ST-14 Gaming have got, I believe, 'cause it is actually partly obscured, the image that we've got, which is a little bit sad. But I believe essentially what this says is when a card is trashed from your deck. So when a card is trashed from your deck on your turn, once per turn, you can delete an opponent's level 3 Digimon. Sounds good to me, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds good to me. I'm not 100% on this one. Take this one with a little pinch of salt until we've got a better look at the skill. But it seems to be that when at least one card is trashed from your deck, you get to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, which is good. We've then got a Balmon here. That is a level 5, 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7,000 power. All fairly standard for a level 5, honestly. We've got a normal skill here. When Digivolving, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. But bearing in mind, I've already shown you a couple different reasons why you would want to fill up your trash as fast as you possibly can. This is good. And another Digivolution skill. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this Digimon gains, on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you can play a Beelzemon from your trash without paying its cost. I love this. I absolutely love this. Now, what I really want to do is give this retaliation. And bearing in mind, we got all kinds of stuff like Devamon, which will give this retaliation. Because you Digivolve up from, for instance, a Devamon, because that's a purple Digimon, give yourself retaliation, and then you throw yourself at a bigger Digimon, you get deleted, but then retaliation says they get deleted as well. But because you've been deleted, you get to play a Beelzemon for free. So basically here, you Digivolve up into this, and as long as you've got retaliation, doesn't have to be from Devamon, there's a million ways to do it, Devamon's just an example. As long as you've got retaliation, you can basically throw yourself at a bigger Digimon, take out that bigger Digimon, and then get Beelzemon in play for free. Although do bear in mind, if you go down this route, you don't actually get any inheritable skills. You will just be playing Beelzemon as normal. You'll just be playing it as an ordinary everyday run-of-the-mill, as if you'd hardcast it. No inheritable skills, no evolution skills, none of that stuff, which could actually be pretty relevant. But then again, you can play any Beelzemon you like. Obviously, the ideal here is have one with a great play skill. I'm going to spoil the surprise, ladies and gentlemen. As it stands at the moment, we don't have any play skills on Beelzemon. Sorry about that. Not even the new one. We'll get to that one in a second. Still, not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad. And then what we've got is an inheritable skill. On your turn, if this Digimon has Maiden or Demon Lord in its traits, it gains 2,000 power. So it gains nice power. We've seen this kind of thing a lot. It's pretty cool. It's the kind of thing you should be happy about. But then we get to Beelzemon. Now, in terms of stats here, we've got a 12 cost play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve, 12,000 power. All, honestly, fairly standard. And we've got, well, 17 different skills. Okay, 3, but it still feels like a lot. When Digivolving, trash the top 4 cards of your deck. So, essentially, when you get your first Beelzemon out, you then get a lot closer to your other Beelzemon. Do please remember that the skill we've got on Impmon, the attacking skill that lets you Digivolve into Beelzemon, lets you Digivolve from the trash. So when you're doing things like trash in the top 4 cards of your deck, it doesn't matter if you hit stuff like Beelzemon, because you can Digivolve into it later. There can still be some downsides. There's still going to be some cards you don't want to trash, and I made this point way back near the beginning of the game when we first saw Impmon, and I told you that generally speaking, blind discarding was bad, unless you had a way to use it, and we've already seen, right, that the purple has a billion different ways to make use of it, but there will still be times where you trash the wrong thing, and that's bad. Then, on both players' turn, once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, gain 1 memory for each 10 cards in your trash. So if you've got 20 cards in your trash, every time a card is trashed from the top of your deck, gain 1 memory. So if you've got 20, for instance, then you would gain 2 memory. Now, one thing that's important to note here, and we've seen rulings like this a lot, so I'm willing to bet this is how it works, it is when a number of cards is trashed from your deck. I.e., if I've got 20 cards in my trash, if 1 card is trashed, I gain 2 memory. If 2 cards are trashed, I gain 2 memory. If 3 cards are trashed, I gain 2 memory. It is when a number of cards is trashed, I gain the memory, not I gain a memory for each card that is trashed. That would be way better. One could argue it would be way, way, way too good at that stage as well. So we've seen rulings like this. I would be very, very surprised if that's not the way it ended up working. So that's kind of cool. Then what we've got is one last skill. On your turn, once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Yes! Absolutely yes! This is amazing. So, I mean, look, with this, you need to be trashing cards on the top of your deck, but bearing in mind, you've got Yarmon that does, and you've got Beelzemon that does, and you've got Balmon that does, and there's a billion other. I'm not going to start listing off all the purple decks that do, but head on over to DigimonCard.dev. You can go and search there, and it's nice and easy. This is really good. So now, when a card is trashed from the top of your deck, you gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash, and you gain security attack +1. And this is the kind of card you're not really going to worry about hard casting. Remember, if your Balmon gets deleted, then what you're going to want to do here is play this from the trash, so you lose any inheritable skills, etc., but you still gain the memory when a card is trashed from your deck. You still gain security attack +1 when cards are trashed from your deck. This has to be a deck where you're self-milling. You have to do it. But as long as you're willing to do that, ladies and gentlemen, things are looking very good indeed. Do please bear in mind and this is very important, the security check is only given when cards are trashed from your deck on your turn, but the memory is given when cards are trashed from the top of your deck on both players' turns. That is a very important distinction we need to remember. Right, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A bunch of new cards from Starter Deck 14. No, that is not all of them. When we get more revealed, I will, of course, let you know. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know how good you think it is. I want to know how excited you are. I want to know basically anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @LeWasi. That's where we talk Digimon, card games, Digimon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.